Okay, imagine this. You give a 10-year-old a really, really tough puzzle.
Uh-huh.
One kid just pulls up his chair, rubs his hands together, totally excited, and says, I love a challenge.
Okay.
Another one, sweating a bit, looks up and says, I was hoping this would be informative. What is going on there?
Yeah, it's not the reaction you'd always expect, right? We tend to think failure is something bad, something to just, cope with.
Exactly. Not something to love or learn from. So this deep dive, we're going to unpack a belief system, a really simple one actually, that can radically shift how you approach challenges, success, even failure itself.
That's right. We're diving deep into mindsets. Basically, two core ways of thinking about your own abilities, your personality. Are they fixed, like carved in stone?
Can you actually grow them?
Precisely. Can they be cultivated? And the research we're drawing on, it's really insightful. It shows just how profoundly these beliefs shape your life, what you achieve, your relationships, pretty much everything.
So our mission here is to pull out the absolute key nuggets from this material, give you a kind of shortcut to understanding yourself, maybe understanding others a bit better too. Get ready for some, hopefully, aha moments.
Yeah, moments that might just change how you see things.
Definitely. And hey, if you find yourself nodding along or if you get those little sparks of insight, do us a favor, hit that like button and subscribe.
Yeah, that really helps us keep bringing these deep dives to you.
Okay, so let's dig in. These two mindsets, what's the foundational difference?
Right, so the core idea. First, you've got the fixed mindset. This is the belief that your intelligence, your personality, your character, they're just fixed traits. You've got what you've got.
Set in stone.
Exactly. And because of that, it creates this real urgency to prove yourself over and over. You have to look smart, you cannot look dumb.
That sounds exhausting.
It is. Think about that teacher the research mentions, Mrs. Wilson. She used to seat her sixth graders according to their IQ scores. Yeah. So the unspoken rule in that classroom basically became, look smart, don't look dumb. Your worth felt like it was constantly being judged, like you had this permanent label.
Okay, so that's the fixed view. It puts a ton of pressure on everything.
Yeah.
What's the alternative then? The growth mindset. How's that different?
It's fundamentally different. The growth mindset is the belief that your basic qualities, intelligence, abilities, and the things you can cultivate, you can develop them through effort, through good strategies, through learning from others.
So it's not about a fixed amount you're given at birth.
Not at all. In this view, your true potential is actually unknown. It's unknowable because who knows how far you can develop with passion, effort, and training. And what's fascinating is that Alfred Binet, the guy who invented the IQ test, he was actually a big believer in the growth mindset. He thought education and practice could bring about, quote, fundamental changes in intelligence.
Wow, okay. The inventor of the IQ test didn't think IQ was fixed. That's pretty significant.
It really is. It flips the common understanding on its head.
So this obviously changes how you view effort.
Right.
I mean, if you think you're fixed, effort must seem pointless or worse.
Absolutely worse. In a fixed mindset, effort is often seen as a sign that you lack ability. The thinking goes, if I have to work hard at this, I must not be naturally good at it.
Right. Like smart people don't need to try.
Exactly. Effort kind of undermines the claim to being gifted or talented.
Okay, so if effort isn't a bad sign, what is it in the growth mindset? How do they see hard work?
In the growth mindset, effort is, well, it's the key. It's what ignites ability and turns potential into actual accomplishment.
It's the engine, not the sign of a weak engine.
That's a great way to put it, yeah. Even people we think of as geniuses, when you look closely, they almost always worked incredibly hard. Their gift often includes a huge capacity for effort and learning.
Okay, let's make this concrete. Let's use that vignette from the research. Imagine you have a really bad day, just, one thing after another. You get a C+ on a midterm you thought you did okay on, then you get a parking ticket. And then you call your best friend to vent, and they kind of brush you off.
Oof. Yeah, a trifecta of badness.
Right. So how does someone with a fixed mindset react to that pileup?
Well, for someone deep in a fixed mindset, this can feel like total crushing failure. It becomes evidence, see, I'm not smart enough. I'm just unlucky. My friend doesn't actually like me.
So it's very personal. It defines them.
Totally.
Excellent.
It can lead to this feeling of paralysis. Like, what's the point? What can I even do? They might just want to hide, maybe eat chocolate, sulk, cry, or even lash out because their whole sense of self feels threatened.
Okay, but the growth mindset person facing that same awful day, how do they process it? It must be different.
It really is. I mean, they still feel bad, right? Distress is normal. A C+ isn't fun. A ticket is annoying. Being brushed off hurts.
Sure.
But they don't label themselves as failures. Instead, it becomes about problem solving. Okay, C+A, I need to figure out what went wrong, maybe talk to the professor, study differently next time.
Right. Actionable stuff.
Exactly. Pay the ticket, be more careful parking. Talk to my friend later, find out what's going on with them, work things out. They see it as a set of challenges to be dealt with, not as a final judgment on who they are.
That difference is huge, and you see it play out so clearly in learning situations. Like those students in Hong Kong.
Oh yeah, that study was fascinating. They offered students remedial English classes if they weren't doing well. The students with a growth mindset, they jumped at the chance they wanted to improve.
Makes sense.
But the students with a fixed mindset, many of them avoided the class. They didn't want to expose what they saw as their deficiency, their lack of ability, even if it meant risking their entire college career.
Wow. Just to avoid looking dumb.
Pretty much. And it's not just about choices. It's about what your brain literally pays attention to. There was that brainwave study.
Oh, right. Tell us about that.
So they measured brain activity while people got feedback. Fixed mindset brains lit up when the feedback judged their ability, like, you got that right or you got that wrong. They wanted to know if they measured up.
They wanted the score.
Basically, yeah. But the growth mindset brains, they were most interested in feedback that could help them learn and improve, information about how to do better next time. Their focus was completely different.
That's incredible. It shows what they value proving versus improving.
Precisely. And this led to interventions like the Brainology Workshop. They taught struggling students that their brains are like muscles. They get stronger with effort and learning.
That neurons can grow idea.
Exactly. And teaching them this, just this basic idea about brain plasticity, led to significant jumps in their math grades. Meanwhile, a control group that just got study skills training showed no improvement.
So it wasn't just how to study, but believing studying works.
Yes. Believing their effort could actually make them smarter. There was that Whirl kid, Jimmy, who seemed totally turned off school. When he got this, he apparently said, with tears in his eyes, "You mean I don't have to be dumb?"
Oh, man. That's powerful.
It really shifted things for him and for others.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. How does this play out in the world of work? Leadership, teams.
Oh, hugely. Think about fixed mindset leaders. The research points to examples like, say, Lee Iacocca at Chrysler, often focused on proving their own genius, maybe surrounding themselves with yes men, exiling critics, or Albert Dunlap, Chainsaw Al, focused on immediate results like shareholder value as proof of his worth, but maybe less on long-term growth or learning.
Kind of a genius with 1,000 helpers model.
Yeah, that's a good description. Contrast that with growth mindset leaders, like Jack Welch at GE. He talked about rooting out the fixed mindset in himself first, and then became obsessed with developing talent within the company.
Investing in people's growth.
Right, or Anne Mulcahy at Xerox. When the company was facing bankruptcy, she went into what she called an incredible learning mode. She faced the hard truths, listened, learned, and managed to turn things around. Less about proving she had all the answers, more about finding them.
That must impact the team dynamic too. Does a fixed mindset leader encourage, groupthink?
Very often, yes. If the leader needs to be seen as the genius, dissent isn't welcome. People learn to just agree. You mentioned Iacocca, apparently. He shot down early minivan designs because he thought they looked like flying potatoes.
Seriously?
Yeah. End of discussion. And Chrysler potentially lost ground because of it. Think JFK and the Bay of Pigs disaster, a classic example of groupthink where doubts weren't aired.
But a growth mindset leader would actively seek out different views.
Yes, because they see value in learning, even from disagreement or mistakes. Winston Churchill famously set up a special department just to give him bad news to make sure he wasn't only hearing positives.
That takes confidence.
It does. Or David Packard at HP giving a medal to an employee who defied his orders, because that defiance led to a successful product. They see criticism and setbacks as opportunities for growth, not personal attacks.
Okay, let's talk sports. We love the myth of the natural athlete.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
But it's mostly a myth fueled by the fixed mindset. Michael Jordan, maybe the greatest basketball player ever, cut from his high school varsity team.
No way.
Yes. He became legendary because he worked harder than anyone, constantly honing his skills, especially his weaknesses. Babe Ruth, too, not just raw talent. He worked hard, he disciplined himself, he loved practice.
So how do they handle failure differently? McEnroe versus Jordan.
Classic contrast. McEnroe, often displaying a fixed mindset, would famously blame losses on anything but himself, the umpire, the crowd, his racket. He struggled to learn from defeat.
Smash guitars, too, apparently.
Right. Compare that to Jordan. After a loss or missing a key shot, he'd be back in the gym, working specifically on what went wrong. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, when they outlawed his signature dunk in college, he didn't complain endlessly. He developed his skyhook, another unstoppable shot.
It's about adapting, improving.
Exactly. And look at someone like Patricia Miranda. Described herself as chubby, unathletic in high school. She took up wrestling, worked relentlessly, became an Olympic medalist. Then went to Yale Law School, always seeking the next challenge, always believing she could grow into it.
That's inspiring.
Yeah.
It really shows the power of believing you can develop. What about relationships? How do mindsets affect our personal connections?
Oh, this is a big one. In a fixed mindset, people often expect love and relationships to be, well, perfect. Instant compatibility.
Soulmates, destiny, that kind of thing.
Yeah. The belief is often, if you have to work at it, it wasn't meant to be. They might believe their partner should just know what they're thinking, or that disagreements are a sign the relationship is fundamentally flawed.
It sets you up for disappointment, doesn't it?
Hugely. Because relationships require work. The growth mindset approach sees relationships as something you develop. Communication isn't assumed, it's practiced. Problems aren't signs of incompatibility, they're challenges to work through together.
It's that difference between they lived happily ever after and maybe they worked happily ever after.
That's a perfect way to put it. It's about effort and learning together. Like that lawyer mentioned in the source who fought a case for 7 years and lost, but didn't regret it because he felt he had to try, he learned from it. That commitment, that focus on the process, that's growth mindset.
And handling conflict. Fixed mindset leads to blame.
Often, yeah. Blaming fixed traits, you're just selfish. Instead of addressing specific behaviors, I felt hurt when you did X. And it affects things like bullying, too. Fixed mindset makes you feel labeled, trapped, maybe even vengeful. Growth mindset helps you see it as the bully's issue, allowing you to move forward.
Okay, this is all fascinating, but the big question for anyone listening is, can you change your mindset? If you recognize yourself in the fixed mindset description, are you stuck there?
Absolutely not. That's the hopeful message. Mindsets are just beliefs, and beliefs can be changed. Just learning about the two mindsets, like you're doing right now, is often the first step.
Awareness is key.
Definitely. You can start to catch yourself in those fixed mindset moments when you feel judged by a setback, when you avoid a challenge, when you feel like blaming, and consciously choose a growth-oriented response.
Is it just about positive thinking then? Like cognitive therapy?
It's related, but deeper. It's not just about changing your thoughts to feel better in the moment. It's about changing that fundamental underlying belief about whether human qualities are carved in stone or can be developed. That's the core shift.
And how do you make that shift stick?
The research really emphasizes concrete plans, not just I'll try harder, but setting specific process-oriented goals, using that when, where, and how framework for tackling challenges and developing skills.
Like Bill Murray in Groundhog Day.
Exactly. That's such a great analogy. He's literally trapped in a fixed loop, reliving the same day. Nothing changes. Until he stops railing against it and starts using the time to learn. He learns piano, ice sculpting, French. He helps people. He embraces growth. And that's what breaks the cycle. It wasn't about changing the day. It was about changing himself within the day.
So embracing growth sets you free.
In a very real sense, yes. And it changes the definition of success. For growth-minded people, success isn't just about winning or looking smart. It's about learning, improving, stretching yourself. Often, reaching the top becomes a byproduct of simply loving the process of getting better at what you do.
So let's bring it back to you, the listener. What does all this mean for your journey? The fixed mindset, it kind of forces you into this constant race, doesn't it? Always proving you are smart, you are talented, you are worthy.
Yeah, it's like running in place, constantly defending a static image.
But the growth mindset, it offers something else entirely. It gives you, as the source material puts it, the luxury of becoming. It's the huge difference between trying desperately to be perfect right now and embracing the sometimes messy but ultimately richer journey of constant growth and learning.
The question really becomes, are you willing to embrace the discomfort that sometimes comes with stretching and learning for the incredible richness that growth brings?
A powerful thought to leave you with. We really hope this deep dive has sparked some thinking about your own mindset, how you approach things.
Let us know your thoughts. Share your insights in the comments.
And please, if you found this valuable, give us a like and subscribe to The Deep Dive. It helps us keep exploring the ideas that shape our lives. Thanks for diving in with us.